Okay guys, we're coming to the end of month one. All right, some of you, you've got written assignments, one or two of you have got some letters to write, and we encourage you to really unleash into those letters. Remember, the letter is about the writing, not the sending, okay? So there's no right way of doing it, there's no wrong way of doing it. Everything that we touched in on during month one, we want you to show it the respect it deserves, okay? Write to your victims, write to your aggressors. Write that letter down, okay? We will send you, on request, we can send you a letter outline for points that will very probably need to be covered. All right, so all you've got to do is ask for that. And what I'm going to do now, before we go into month two, I want to just open the curtains for you and show you what's ahead. Because month two is a little bit deeper. We're going to go into a new depth of private sector standards of insights and assignments about the intricacies of chemical dependency, substance abuse, chemical dependency, and we also do a lot of work with depressions. So I can't exclude that depressions thing. Okay, we must, if we've been into a chemical dependency, it's either because of a depression or it's created a depression. So no depression is not an option, all right? And I'm just going to let you go through this another little PowerPoint presentation to give you an idea of the treatment and recovery process, or the process from treatment to recovery. You're in process from chemical active substance chaos, okay? So you're in process coming, hopefully climbing out of that into treatment. We're going to look at treatment now. We're going to find stuff that we may need to extend counselling sessions for, or maybe even refer through to clinical psychologists. And this is where we find out in the treatment and recovery process. This is where we find out we could quite easily come to our limits within the treatment, but we've got people in the background who can connect with you, some really, really experienced people who can get alongside you, and we can just keep sailing forward, okay? Our goal for you is that recovery program at the end, on the other side of the valley, all right? What I want you to keep in mind now is you're not going to relapse at this stage. I think this is mentioned in the PowerPoint, but you're not going to relapse at this stage. You are in spiritual, psychological, emotional turbulence, okay? Just keep your seatbelt fastened and hold on. We're going to get you through these storms. All right, enjoy the PowerPoint presentation, man. Congratulations once again for completion of month one. All right, I think you're going to soon, if you haven't already, this kind of approach and the relationships that we can develop with each other, they're going to bite you, man. You're going to want more and more of this. I certainly want more and more of you. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. Okay, this has been a really fantastic journey so far, and we're only at the end of month one. Okay, by the time we get to the end of month three, if you go the distance, by the time we get to the end of month three, you're going to be ready for anything. Yeah, okay. I'm not saying you're going to stay clean and sober, but by the time you've gone through this spiritual, emotional, psychological washing machine, the impact that this is going to have on you is a life changer, okay? So let me close with congratulations, well done, buckle up, press on. Hi, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take you through the process of treatment to recovery. All right, you've coming out of substance abuse and or chemical dependency. You're not going to get to where you would like to be without going through a process. And we're going to now start to shepherd you out of the substance-based disappointments and chaos into a window of self-exploration and identification of what needs to be changed or what needs to be nurtured into a recovery process. In order to do that, we're going to use the silhouette image of a dead and fruitless tree. What you see above the surface when you look at a tree reflects the size and the shape of the root system below the surface. And with trees, what you see is what you get. Not so with people, especially chemically dependent people. We never get to see what's really going on for them below the surface. So month 2 is now going to begin an examination of your spiritual root system. We're going to look at your cultural, academic, and emotional grounding. We're going to examine your development, and then we're going to take a good look at where you are in order to establish how you got to us and where do you go from here. I'm going to give you a glimpse behind the curtains of what's in front of you. Roots in and of themselves will simply die off if they did not receive correct nutrients and supplements to feed its development. Left to its own devices, the tree would never fulfill its potential or produce anywhere near the quality of fruit that it could and would in a healthy atmosphere. And those terms and conditions apply to you and me. I'd like to suggest a few healthy nutrients, supplements that every embryo, infant, child, and adolescent needs to receive development of spiritual, psychological, and relational balance with stability, intimacy, understanding, discipline, healthy touch, conflict awareness, emotional honesty, support, and reasonable expectations. Now let's suggest a few toxic invaders of that same root system. When our root system, our spiritual, psychological, and emotional frame of reference becomes polluted by dynamics such as shame, we grow into our individuality, and shame becomes something we feel that we constantly need to cover up. It creates cravings towards shameful behaviors. The shame is hidden from us, yet we find this is why we find ourselves repeating shameful behaviors. It's as if we somehow have to water that hidden shame seed, or that hidden guilt seed, or the fear seed. The shame, or the guilt, or the fear stops us from talking about the shame, or the guilt, and the fear. We become prisoners within our own skin. The old saying, the apple never falls very far from the tree, should actually be requoted into the apple, without a recovery program, will never escape the life-controlling influences of the roots. I am more than aware that that may sound quite scary. We're going to delve around in your roots. We're going to have a look at how you grew and some of the decisions you made. And we're going to look at how you turned into the person you don't like. And that's what we're going to fix.